Good morning. I want to continue talking about the same verses that we looked at last time, 1 Peter 3, 1 and 2, and just draw your attention to what was implied in the last thought for the day, but needs to be stated explicitly. Likewise, wives, be subject to your own husbands, so that even if some do not obey the word, they may be won without a word by the conduct of their wives when they see a respectful and pure conduct. One preliminary observation. The word there in verse 1 is not in the Greek. Now, what does that matter? Well, it matters because as a wife, your role of being a winsome witness to your husband by your submission and by your good character of respect, that kind of a character goes beyond just your own marriage. So the verse could read like this: they may be won without a word by the conduct of wives. That is to say, a husband, someone who's in a marriage, looks and sees how someone acts. And there's great opportunity here for a kind of witness to the wonderful workings of God and the entrusting of your life to God by a wife who functions this way in her marriage. So it's really emphasizing the wonder of the opportunity for witness. What I wanted to sort of say explicitly is that there's the kind of a value shift that happens. And I want to think about these value shifts as it relates to marriage in this text of 1 Peter 3 over the next few days. But there's a value shift that I'll say it this way. There's a value of the other's soul over your own self-interest. Now, that's implied by the fact that you, as a wife, would be attempting to submit and therefore be someone who would give of yourself to be a witness to your unbelieving spouse, or maybe your spouse that's not walking in wisdom and not being a very good leader and very Christ-like. But I think it needs to be stated explicitly that the real value shift here is, am I willing to prefer another? Marriage takes that. This is true of men as it regards their wives. That's why a man's called in Ephesians 5 to sacrifice. And it's true of a wife as she's called to submit. There's a value shift. And that value shift says, instead of me looking through myself to the other, I will look through the other first and come back to me. There's a starting place. And the starting place has to do with the needs of the other. Here, Peter highlights that what the other needs is the gospel. And so the question for all of us, man or woman in this way, is, will you be willing to subvert your own agenda, to subject your own agenda in such a way that you would be able to win the other because you have shifted from the value of your own soul, which is important, but you've pushed now to the soul of the other. You've pushed now from your own self-interest to their interest, and you're starting there. That's my challenge to you today, and may the Lord bless you.